they're not telling the truth about not wanting an upgrade. I can tell you that
That's true.
100%. Do they like Jalen Hurts? Yeah, I think they like Jalen Hurts.
You got your MAGA guys, McMullen and McDonald, hanging with you on Birds 365, a Football Friday. Pat Leonard from the Daily News scheduled to join us coming up in less than 15 minutes from now. John, we had I'm talking to Bob Groats. It's always fun with Groats. He's a character and a half. And we talked some about the NFL draft, and he continues to follow in the mode of John McMullen and Ed Kratz and others who believe that the Eagles, by hook or by crook, and I readily acknowledge you've said, yeah, Jody, when I put my mock on SI, I ended up having him take a quarterback, but that would be moving down. But you can't do that in a mock draft. You just have to take the picks where they like. I get it. I think the Eagles taking a quarterback is just stone cold fake news. I think they really are being honest with us that they're going to give Jalen Hurts every shot in the world to be their quarterback, not only for this year, but years going forward. And yes, we always talk about, Jalen Hurts is going to be a $30 million quarterback before you blink. And that is true, but I think they're going to give him every chance to do it. I do not believe the Philadelphia Eagles are going to take a quarterback in the first round of the draft. Why do you and Bob Groats and our other buddy, Mr. Kratz, think that that's actually going to happen?
And I don't think it's definitely going to happen. I think there's a chance. I don't think it has anything to do with 2022. I think it has more to do with 2023. I do think Jalen Hurts at this stage is going to be the starting quarterback for the Philadelphia Eagles, no matter who they draft, including Sam Howell, Kenny Pickett. If you want to go away, Ed was going up. I'm going down. Whoever you want to pick. Any of the quarterbacks, I don't think would be selected to be the immediate starting quarterback of the Philadelphia Eagles. My thought process is more as what you said. In the blink of an eye, Jalen Hurts is going to be a $30 million quarterback. I don't think the Eagles want to pay him $30 million. And I think they want to keep turning this thing over until they find the star quarterback, i.e. Russell Wilson, Deshaun Watson, where then you have to pay the guy and you kind of understand it and it's baked in. That is my thought process. As far as what the Eagles are telling the truth or not, they're not telling the truth about not wanting an upgrade. I can tell you that 100%. Do they like Jalen Hurts? Yeah, I think they like Jalen Hurts. And so I think there's a lot of in between there. I did get my first person on Twitter, and I'm not going to say who, but I mean, who said Jalen Hurts is the most accurate quarterback in his draft class and in this draft class from a starting baseline. And I don't want to pick on
what's the starting baseline
where he started as a rookie draft pick coming out of college. He was more accurate than he was the most accurate quarterback in his draft class. And he was the most. I know. That's what I did. That's what I did.
Johnny, you know what that guy's doing? He's doing exactly what you and I debated for the first 20 minutes of the show. At some point, you need to move on and evaluate what has transpired and then set your bar again. He's looking back at when he came out of Oklahoma. It's kind of irrelevant now that he's been in the league for 2 years and shown what his accuracy is. Who gives a flying fart how accurate he was when he was a Sooner? That's old news now.
But Jody, he wasn't accurate as a Sooner. He wasn't regarded. I'm not talking about stats. I'm talking about how he was evaluated coming out of college. He was not evaluated coming out of college as an accurate quarterback by NFL scouts. Now, Lincoln Riley builds a system that makes it very easy for quarterbacks at the college level to put up some pretty significant numbers. But nobody was saying, hey, that Jalen Hurts, he's Tom Brady like with his accuracy. He's pinpoint accurate. I never heard that from one scout. The stinking head coach of this football team will tell you, yeah, he's got to get more accurate. He usually does it off the record, but he said it on the record. So now I can say it. He'll tell you. And he's the most positive guy in the world. So I can't help these people who think this guy's accurate. Even Jalen Hurts acknowledges he's got to get more accurate. That's why he agreed with the Eagles. He had to go out to Southern California to work with Tom House and Adam Dado, whatever his name is, and with 3D QB. You know, they're the sort of pitch doctors that work on mechanics and footwork and all that kind of stuff. But I can't help people like that. The Eagles know exactly what they have in Jalen Hurts. And I've said this a lot, and I'm going to say it again. They like the kid. They think he's got a chance to evolve further and get better and get better and get better. But they realize he needs to get better. And they realize that if there is an opportunity for them to get better, they should take it. In other words, if Russell Wilson woke up one day and said, you know what, I will consider coming to Philadelphia, the Eagles would have done everything humanly possible to acquire Russell Wilson. Still might not have gotten him, you know, because there's other teams involved. With Deshaun Watson, a little bit more complicated because of all the issues, but they really, really, really like the player. Really like the player. And there's no secret around the NFL at that from the talent perspective. So they've always understood where they are. And this hard and fast rule of, you know, one thing they learned, they have a luxury with Jalen Hurts. One thing they learned from the Carson Wentz mistake in drafting Jalen Hurts, they know Jalen Hurts is not going to be affected if they draft another quarterback in the first or second round. These kid's still going to work as hard as humanly possible.
Two things. I'll relate to one of the guys on our stream here who is following up in the footsteps of the guy who hit you on Twitter about Jalen Hurts and accuracy. McMullen, Jalen Hurts was just below Burrow's inaccuracy coming out of college. Using what stat? Purely completion percentage? Is that what we're talking about? As John told you, give credit to Lincoln Riley.
I'm not talking about stats. I'm not talking about stats.
Right. That's the only way that you can possibly make a statement like that, is tying it just to one stat, which can easily be explained as the coach has a great system to get the ball out of the quarterback's hands fast, tout enough wide receivers, the completion percentage is going to be okay. And then there's the result. And Jalen Hurts was damn good. He was I think he was the runner-up for the Heisman behind Burrow. But the difference between he and Burrow was a chasm, not just a little short thing. Burrow had the greatest year a college quarterback ever had. So please don't compare those two guys, even if there's one statistical category that they may have actually been close in. Come on. One was taken at the top of the draft. One was taken in the second round for a reason. Come on, you got to be fair about this. And I'm going to ask you to get off the fence. Now, I'm a guy who likes to spend time on top of the fence. If you can hedge, the life has a lot of gray areas. Some things you have to make a firm and fast decision on, and other things you can say, hey, it kind of lands in the middle for me. But I'm going to get you off the fence. Are the Eagles going to take a quarterback in the first round in this upcoming draft? It's not a maybe. It's not a probably. Let me give you the percentage chance. It's a pass, fail, yay or no. It's going to happen or it's not going to happen. John McMullen's prediction is yes or no.
Give it to me one more time, Jody.
Will the Eagles draft a quarterback in the first round? If they drop down and do the whole Jalen Hurts second round thing, that doesn't make a lot of sense, because you and I talk about it a lot. You want to take him at number 32 so you can get that extra year.
If you're gonna force me, I'm gonna say no, because it'll be too difficult to manipulate the board because I think if they would take a quarterback, it would be, as I've said, 29, 30, 31, 32. So you got to get in that window. And if I'm
Right, but
using
how many
percentages,
teams do you think are going to be attempting to do that for the very smart logic that you're putting together as to
quite a
value
few.
and what you're going to
I
pay and that
think,
extra year of the contract? Aren't there like 8 teams that
yeah,
would like to do that this year?
exactly. And that's one of the reasons why, if you're going to say the percentage of them being able to get that done is probably unlikely. So for that reason, but if you were to tell me that if you were to go that hypothetical route, the Eagles are getting the 32nd pick. I would say they take a quarterback, but it's too difficult to get in that position.
Right. If someone just served up the 30, who's got the 32nd pick? Is it the Lions, the Rams pick? I think the Lions have it. And oh, by the way, I think there's a real good chance they're just going to stay there and take a quarterback at
Yeah,
32
yeah,
because
they
they
should.
need a quarterback and they're not going to take him at number 2 where they
Yeah,
pick early in the round. So why would the Lions even trade that pick?
yeah. A good point, and that's part of the problem when you have these types of issues, and it's and one of the reasons I had you repeat it. I was looking up expected completion percentage, next generation stats. Jalen Hurts, second to last in the league to Trevor Simeon.
Oh, but he
So
was great at Oklahoma,
yeah,
John.
he
He
was
had such a
great.
high
He was great at Oklahoma.
completion rate
And
at
by the
Oklahoma.
way, the head coach of your beloved football team tells us all the time accuracies needs to improve with Jalen Hurts. I don't know what to tell these people, Jody.
I don't know if I would say all the time, but he has actually gone on record and said for the longest
Oh,
time he didn't
tells
even want to
us.
go on record as saying it.
It tells us because now I can say it because he did go on the record at least 4 times off the record. At least.
Not surprised by that on or off the record. All right, John McMullen, Jody McDonald will take a quickie timeout. We're scheduled to be joined by Pat Leonard from the New York Daily News. Does a great job covering the Giants for that outlet up in New York. We've given you a little look inside to the Dallas Cowboys offseason earlier this week. Yesterday, we took a commander point of view with our buddy Grant Paulson. Today, Pat Leonard from the Daily News of New York joins us to talk Giants football as we break down the Eagles division here on Birds.